A couple arrested in California for shackling their children in their home used to live here in North Texas. Authorities in Southern California were tipped off when a teen escaped from the home. Investigators found the rest of David and Louise Turpin's children, some of them adults, held captive and emaciated. Former neighbors where the family lived until 2010 knew something was strange about the Turpins, and Fox 4's Richard Ray spoke to some of those neighbors, and he's live with more on that. Rich.
Good evening, Brandon. Public records indicate that for most of their married lives, the Turpins did live here in North Texas, first here in Fort Worth, later in Johnson County, and most recently as 2010, they lived in rural Hill County near Rio Vista. Authorities say David and Louise Turpin still carry Texas driver's licenses with the address for this house, south of Rio Vista, where they lived for about a decade.
Heard this morning on the news, I said, man, that sounds like those Turpins.
Ricky and Shelley Vineyard live across the gravel road. They always thought something was off about the Turpin family.
And as time went by, with it getting weirder and weirder, less and less contact.
The Vineyard said one of the daughters ran away while they were living here and was returned home by police. Hill County's chief deputy says that may have happened, but his office only has records of 2 contacts with the family. Once in 2001 when a 4-year-old daughter was bitten by a dog. Again in 2003 when the Turpin's pigs got out and ate 55 pounds of a neighbor's dog food. The Vineyards say in 2010 the Turpins suddenly moved out.
They left the double wide trashed, that house trashed. We didn't know where they went, and we were worried about the kids.
Authorities say the Turpins ended up in Perris, California, near Los Angeles. That's where a 17-year-old, one of the children, escaped the home this week, calling 911 with a cell phone found in the home. Investigators arrived, finding the rest of them, 13 in total, starving, emaciated, some chained or padlocked to beds. They ranged in age from 2 to 29. 57-year-old David Turpin, 49-year-old Louise Turpin were arrested.
I can truly say that I'm devastated at this act of cruelty and heartfelt for the victims. I can't begin to imagine the pain and suffering that they have endured.
Public records indicate that David Turpin is an engineer who worked for Lockheed. The Turpins lived in a house in southwest Fort Worth for much of the 1990s, that they filed for bankruptcy in both Texas and California. Burleson police report that Louise was a witness in a DWI case, but they had no other contact with the family. According to Child Protective Services, the Turpins and their children had no contact whatsoever with CPS while they lived here in Texas. They're jailed now in California on $9 million bond. A first court appearance is set for Thursday. And Brandon, authorities in California say they could face charges of both torture and child endangerment.